Welcome to the full-time fans preview of Week 1 of the 2023 NRL Finals Series. We will take a brief but detailed look at each of the 4 matches being played this week and discuss why we're picking the home team to get the win in their respective matches. Our feature match is the first one, so we will be exploring that one in a bit more detail. The round starts off this Friday night with a rarity not often seen in the NRL, where the Broncos will not only be playing against, but hosting the Storm for a second consecutive week. Last week's final regular round clash saw the Broncos fall short against the Storm, allowing a 14-year-old streak to continue. The Broncos have famously not beaten the Storm in Brisbane since 2009. However, both sides decided to rest players last week and will line up very differently this week. This means that although the Storm kept their long streak alive, it is not a true reflection of the match we will be getting this week when the full-strength sides line up. The Broncos will have their rested stars back and also get Carrigan, Reynolds and Staggs back from injury on top of that. The Storm also have Grant and Hughes back again from injury, as well as a bunch of other regulars they rested last week, meaning both sides have pretty much a full-strength team. The Broncos under Walters have come a long way since their wooden spoon finish in 2020. They narrowly missed out on the minor premiership this year, but finished in the top 2, meaning they will get 2 bites at the cherry in this finals series. This gives them a free shot at the Storm in what may perhaps be the best chance on paper the Broncos have had to beat the Storm at home in the last 14 years. Although a lot of the headlines have focused around this crazy streak the Storm have had over the Broncos, in reality, they've had a freakishly good team for a long time during the Slater, Smith and Cronk years. And even in the last 5 years, where the trio have hung up their boots, Bellamy has done an exceptional job keeping the Storm predominantly a top 4 team, and has been facing a worsening Broncos outfit that has failed to make the finals. During this transition period, as the big 3 of the Storm retired, Bellamy has found very capable replacements for his spine, but kept his recruitment formula the same. A winning club with a winning culture breeds more success, and Bellamy has ticked the boxes in this category. The Broncos, on the other hand, have not seen a lot of success since the 2015 Grand Final loss to the Cowboys, and have had a lot of instability with coach and staff changes, as well as some publicised toxicity slowly set into the club culture, culminating in some of the worst results the club has seen in its history. A wooden spoon in 2020 was followed up by a 14th place finish in 2021, which was current coach Kevin Walters' first year in charge. Making some wholesale changes on the pitch, and with the coaching staff, Walters found some immediate success at the start of 2022. However, untimely injuries to key players, state of origin distractions, and an ongoing lack of chemistry within the team saw them fall apart at the tail end of the season and finish in 9th position. Walters then let 8 players go, with another 2 players retiring, which freed up some salary cap, and signed 4 new players for 2023, focusing on the players that had delivered the year before and building on that. The addition of superstar Reece Walsh, who has lived up to every expectation and hype, combined with a group of players who have all bought into Walters' vision for how the Broncos should play the game, nearly got the Broncos their first minor premiership since 2000 and has been a fantastic achievement. Corey Oates' taking of a pay cut to remain with the club should speak volumes of the belief Walters has instilled in the team. Although there isn't a lot of finals experience in the Broncos, there is plenty of it in the spine, as well as origin experience, with Captain Reynolds leading the halves and Capewell for the forwards. The rest of the team has incredible belief, with youngsters like Reece Walsh, Selwyn Cobbo, and Patrick Carrigan ready to prove themselves in the NRL finals stage after already proving themselves in Origin. The Broncos seem to be having a lot of fun this year. Kevin Walters has found the right team chemistry and has them all on the same page about the way they should play their football. They have been fairly disciplined in defence when required, but play a very easy on the eye attacking game, throwing the ball around and attacking relentlessly. We believe this is finally the right time for the 14-year streak to end. We are confidently backing the Broncos to beat the Storm this Friday night. All they are needing to do is to keep playing the footy that has gotten them this far, and it should be enough to beat the Storm. The second match of the round sees the Warriors travel to Penrith for a free shot at the reigning premiers and minor premiers, the Panthers. The Warriors have been playing incredible football in 2023 with a great defensive record only behind the Panthers and Broncos in terms of least points conceded. With Sean Johnson finding a resurgence in career form, the Warriors have been able to finish in the top 4 and secured a second chance in this final series. The Panthers, however, just keep rolling on. Ivan Cleary's men have got back-to-back premierships, and although they haven't fired on all cylinders every week this year, they have done enough to finish top of the ladder again, and a very impressive victory over the Cowboys last week without playmaker Luai. To end the Cowboys' hopes of playing finals football this year, the Warriors will need to grind and get into the arm wrestle for the entire match if they are to win in Penrith. If they can somehow pull off the unlikely, it will be on the back of incredible defense and flawless execution in attack. The Panthers have too much experience at this level to be gifting the game away, and we realistically see a convincing Penrith performance in this one, despite the absence of Luai. However, we will be shown the Panthers' blueprint for how they play finals footy without Luai, and the Warriors may still benefit from seeing this blueprint should they meet the Panthers again later on in this finals series. The third match of the round has the Roosters travelling to Shark Park to take on the Cronulla Sharks. Once again, we are not sure the visitors will be able to silence the home team or the crowd. The bookies have this one at even money, and we see this as great value for money for the Sharks. The generous odds have us heavily backing the home team for this one. The Roosters have already had a taste of finals football in a way with their victory against the Rabbitohs last week. It was a bit of an arm wrestle most of the match, and the Roosters ran away with it at the end, with the Rabbitohs falling awfully short this year and completely falling off the bandwagon in the second half of the year to miss out on finals football. We feel this victory was a bit of a false positive for the Roosters, who haven't played exceptional football this year, but managing to do enough to scrape into the finals. The week before saw them beat the lowly Tigers to keep their finals hopes alive, but we feel there isn't enough firepower in the team, and we feel some spent emotional energy combined with the losses of some big names missing in JWH and Tupu, who take with them plenty of grunt and finals experience, and we can't see how they will be beating the home team. With the Sharks looking a little lost towards the third quarter of the season, they have picked themselves up just in time to salvage a home finals berth. And with just about a full-strength squad available to them, and Nico Hines finding his groove again, it is hard to go against the Sharkies this week. We predict perhaps a bit of an arm wrestle at the start, however. As the game goes on, the Sharks should continue to add points and make it a comfortable win. For the final match of the round, we have the Knights taking on the Raiders in Newcastle. The Knights have stormed into the finals, locking in a home final on the back of an 8-match winning streak, and have some great form and confidence as a result. The Knights get a few players back too for the first week of finals, meaning they just about have a fully fit squad ready to take on the Raiders. Kalyn Ponga has been in good form and has stayed injury-free. We dare say this will be the first time we get to see him in a finals game for the Knights with a great supporting cast around him. Plenty of past and present Origin stars in the squad will be starting on Sunday's match, and there is great buzz around what they can achieve this year. A sold-out match will have the hosts buoyed even more by their local crowd, and we don't see how the Raiders can cause an upset here. Key players seem uninterested, they haven't been great in defense, and have not been able to put together any consistent attack as of late. This may well be the blowout of the round. We only see the Knights continuing their success with their squad gelling and maturing each match. They may save their best performance of the year for this Sunday afternoon in Newcastle.